Hello. Long time no see, at least on this channel. I've still been putting up lots of videos on my other channel. I had every intent of vlogging through December. In fact, Vlogmas is one of my favorite things about YouTube. It's one of the things that drew me into YouTube to begin with. And one of the reasons I wanted to kickstart this vlogging channel is so I could throw up some holiday vlogs. And it just didn't happen. You know, everything's great. Everything was wonderful. We had a fantastic holiday. We had a great Thanksgiving week. We had a great Christmas season. We went and saw family afterwards. In fact, we went to the San Francisco area to visit my sister-in-law. My husband's sister lives in the Bay Area. We took the kids with us. His family was there also, so we got to see everybody on his side of the family. Our kids had never really done like true San Francisco, like the touristy things, like going into Chinatown and riding the trolley into Ghirardelli Square. My husband and I did those things years and years ago when we were first married, but it was time to take the kids. We had such a great time, and I did get some footage intending to vlog it, and then it's already been like almost a month. And here we are. Unfortunately, well, I guess it is what it is. It may be unfortunate or not. My vlogging channel is a little bit lower on the totem pole as far as priorities go. You know, my faith informs everything. I've been trying to do just more Bible reading and study and saying yes to different opportunities at the church, including the very part-time job I've been doing in our music department, just kind of helping out with the choir. I also really enjoy managing our household. I really enjoy having the flexibility to be at home some, to be with the kids at different school functions. Obviously, being there for them is a huge obligation and chunk of my time. In fact, I was talking with my mom about this over Christmas break, about how it felt busy and overwhelming when they were babies, but the busy that we are experiencing now is like next level. It's totally different kind of busy. And my mom, who is mother to 5 children, said, Mindy, you are living in the busiest years of your life. Like, they will go by in a flash, but yes, they are very, very busy. Way busier than when your kids were babies. So don't feel like there's anything weird about that or different. It just is what it is. The kids, when they're teenagers, they need you almost even more than when they're babies. And then there's my primary channel, See Mindy Mom, which I am still trying to figure out exactly how much I want to do moving forward. YouTube has changed so much. And also, I've been making some decisions about my business. I've just been kind of treading water, kind of staying where I am. I've still picked up some subscribers. I'm still getting really decent views, but I haven't really made a lot of effort to grow anywhere. And part of it is because I'm enjoying being able to focus on some of those other areas of my life. And I just don't have the bandwidth for, you know, running like a huge multi-platform business right now. I decided that a while back that it just wasn't a thing that I felt called to in this particular season of my life. But I still have my primary channel. Stuff has been going up over there. If I know a lot of you watch that, so you know that I've just kind of been in my consistent about 1 video a week typically over there. But then this channel kind of falls to the bottom, and sometimes at the end of the day I'm like, you know, I know that I really need some rest. I really want to enjoy this activity with my family. I don't want to have to turn the camera on all the time, and so it just kind of goes away for a little bit. So I am out and about running a couple errands today, doing kind of the random mom errands. It is my husband's birthday, so one of the things that I'm doing is picking up some stuff for birthday dinner. He has requested charcuterie, or just like snacky things, so I'll do like some cheese and crackers and deli meats, and he's requested chips and queso, one of his favorite foods. He would like a cookie cake, so I think I'm gonna make that. If I can get frosting, I'm gonna buy the frosting, not in a can. I try to get it from the bakery at like Target or Walmart. That's one of my errands today, is try to pick up bakery frosting, because man, the last time I purchased a Great American cookie, it was insane. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I know they're really good, and I know it's his birthday, but he actually said, hey, it's fine if you want to make me one. It's fine if you want to go buy one, but I'm going to try to make one. So we'll see how that turns out. I am in Marshall's right now because I needed to pick up some coffee syrups, and I feel like they have the best selection at my Marshall's. I'm also going to check and see if they have spoons. My spoons are disappearing. It seems like, I think my kids are throwing my spoons in the trash. I think that's a real thing. We don't have enough spoons. Okay, I did find some coffee syrup. My Marshall's, I think, has the best selection, but I also like that I almost always find this package of 3 little bottles, and they fit better in my little coffee cabinet than the other big bottles. And that's why I like to pick those up. And it takes me like the better part of 6 months, probably longer, to use up 3 of those little bottles, because I just put a tiny bit in my coffee each day. And then of all things, another thing on my list that we needed were toilet brushes. And I found these at Marshall's, and they're like silicone and metal. So I figured these would be easier to clean and disinfect after each use. Maybe I wouldn't have to throw them away as quickly as the ones that have all the little plastic bristles. So I picked up 2 of those, and I just got like a cheap package of tea spoons, like tea size, the small size spoons. These are primarily the ones that we're missing. I think I'm down to like 2, and I think I've already replenished the teaspoons at least one time. So I didn't want to invest in anything big. I'm actually trying to limit kitchen purchases because I think we're about to embark on a kitchen renovation, and I know at that point I'll have to like pack up my kitchen, and I'll be able to take stock of everything I have, and I'll probably want to invest in a few new things at that point, but more on that in a little bit. It's a story. Okay, I just made it to Aldi. I'm gonna run in and look for charcuterie things. I feel like Aldi is the best affordable place to find, you know, meats and cheeses and nuts and crackers and the kinds of things you put on a snack board. I do think Whole Foods and our local grocery store Reese's have really good selections for like higher end items and things that are hard to find. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this one today. We've been trying to cut back on a few of our expenses just a little bit here and there. I mean, it's January, a lot of people are doing that. So we're gonna run in here and see what we can find. Okay, last stop. I just pulled in to Walmart. I totally forgot that the Target over in the shopping thoroughfare where I was is not a full size. It's not a super Target. If you're in Tulsa, I was in Tulsa Hills, and it has always flabbergasted me that the Target there is not a super Target. It doesn't have the full grocery store. So it doesn't have like the full produce and the full like dairy and meat section and freezer section, and it doesn't have a bakery. And that was really what I needed because I want to get some icing from the bakery. That is a trick I've been using for years when I make like cakes and cupcakes and cookies and stuff, is to just go to the bakery at like Walmart or Target or my local grocery store and just buy icing by the pound. Like they'll sell it to me by the pound. I'll just ask for a pound of white buttercream icing, and most of the time they'll even put it in a piping bag. So all I have to do is snip the end of it and just pipe it onto whatever it is that I need it for. So I'll make like the cake, or in this case the cookie cake, from scratch, and then I just buy that icing. I don't like the icing in the tubs. It doesn't pipe very well. It's a little too thin. I found that I couldn't make icing that was the right consistency as easily as just buying it here. And also icing, because of all the powdered sugar, just makes kind of a mess. So I've taken that shortcut for years, but we're gonna see if I can get it here at Walmart along with the last handful of things that I need. I also just saw on the floor here our program from last night. I took Ruthie to see Les Mis for the first time. I've seen it several times. It's one of those shows, I know that it's like a stereotypical, quintessential cliche, I guess, from the musical theater world, but like you have to see it at least once. And I finally got to take my 15-year-old daughter. We had such a good time last night. I'm taking the long way over to the bakery try to get a few extra laps in the Walmart because it's so cold outside. It's been cold everywhere in the country, but it's been hard to get my steps in because it's been too cold to go out walking for longer than just a few minutes at a time. Okay, just kidding. They would not sell me the icing. They said they stopped doing that. Must have been recent because it hasn't been very long since the last time I did that. So I'm curious now. I'm going to go to my other grocery store and see. I've got some time. It's kind of a fool's errand, I guess. I could just make the icing, or I could just buy it in a canister, or I could just save myself all the time and go get a Great American cookie. That would take longer. But he doesn't like the Walmart brand cookie cakes or the other store, like the grocery store, the Target brand cookie cakes. It has to be from Great American or homemade, like his mom's recipe or a Great American recipe. It's his birthday, so I want to make sure that I don't settle. I'm going to try the icing trick one more place because if that's not going to be an option anymore, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, success. My local grocery store sold me bakery icing. Unfortunately, they didn't put it in a piping bag. They put it in this cake pan upside down, like this cake container, which to me seems like it would cost them more than a piping bag, but maybe it just didn't occur to her and I wasn't going to say anything because I was just happy to get the icing and I can put it into just a Ziploc bag and pipe it myself. But I'm glad that they will do it. She was like, oh yeah, sure, we'll do that. How much do you want? So yay. And it was $6.89 for a pound. So it was a lot. But I mean, this is for a birthday cake. So, but I used to be able to get a whole pound of it for like $3.99, $4.99. And that would be enough for a whole cake, like a generous amount of icing for 24 cupcakes, generous amount of icing. This is probably a little more than I needed for a cookie cake, but still glad to have it. It'll be good. Okay, I'm looking at it now, and the reason it was almost $7 is because she gave me well over a pound. It's $5.99 a pound, which is still more than I used to pay for it, but there's more than a pound in there. So that's why it's closer to $7. It's also delicious, just with like graham crackers or Teddy Grahams. So I might have to hide that from everybody when I get home. And by everybody, I mean me, until I frost the cake or the cookie cake. So here's the deal with the kitchen renovation and why I think we're about to embark on one. We've been in this house for almost 7 years, since we moved to Tulsa. You want to go see your new rooms?
Yeah. Is it stairs?
Yep.
Where?
Back there. Go towards the back door. And in that time, we've kept up with the basic maintenance, but we haven't made any updates to it. And we are coming into a new season. The kids are kind of graduating out of that little kid stage, and we're getting into the teenager stage. They're not as destructive. You know what I mean, with like walls and cabinetry and with stuff around the house anymore. So it's time to probably freshen the house up a little bit. And I know it's hard to tell from the pictures, but like the cabinetry has a lot of wear and tear. There's hardware that's missing. There are cabinet doors that are broken. There's lots of scuffs and scrapes and scratches and stuff like that. And there's also lots of issues with like the backsplash. It's got lots of cracks and it's starting to crumble and stuff. And I would really like more seating. Like this island doesn't really have any seating. We have one chair over there, but we gather a lot in our kitchen. We love to host. I want to continue hosting. I want my kids to be able to bring their friends over here. I have all of these like dreams in my head of cooking in the kitchen for the people in my life, having my kids call me and say, "Oh, Mom, I'm bringing friends over. Will you make fettuccine?" Like that is the way that I want this kitchen to function for us in the future. And it's just time to either make those updates or to go and find the house that already has the kitchen and the other amenities that we're looking to update, which in the past in Oklahoma has always made more sense than pouring a lot of money into renovations because the cost of housing has always been so low. However, now, and you know where I'm going with this, if you purchased a house more than 4 years ago, it's like the reverse. We're all staying. We have crunched the numbers, and I've kept an eye on the market, and I have a realtor friend who's been watching for me. She knows what we're looking for, like square footage, and we're actually looking to either stay the same or even reduce the square footage if we were moving. We don't need as big a house. We just need it to function a little differently. So she knows what we're looking for, and we've been to see a few houses. And honestly, when we crunch the numbers, even if we were to throw the money we've saved for renovations towards the down payment along with the equity and the appreciation that we have in this house, it still does not make sense over time. We're going to pay so much more over time on the interest at the interest rate that we would get now on a home than we would in this home now, locked in at a very low interest rate. So we have been punting on this for a long time. Like we have been putting it off for the better part of 2 years. We've been talking about the different updates, the upkeep for the house, the things that we'd like to do. And we just keep saying, well, let's wait and see if the market gets better. Let's wait and see if the interest rate's lower. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. And it's just to the point where we're like, okay, it's time to fish or cut bait. So I think we're going to go ahead and start making some of the updates we want to make, starting with the kitchen. And we need to also expand the driveway because we're going to have a driver in another year. So she needs a place to park. And then we have a list of projects that we can kind of roll through as we save up the money over the next 5 to 10 years if we stay in this house. And the good thing is some of the things we're talking about doing, like a kitchen renovation, that will improve the value of our home. I mean, this is not a do-it-yourself job. We're having it done professionally. I'm just like, oh, kitchen renos, I know that they're a huge disruption to the family life. And that's what I do for a living. Like I make cooking videos on YouTube, but I've already thought about how I can make videos with like really simple meals. I can set up like a makeshift kitchen with my crock pot and my skillet, like my air fryer too. And I can just make videos about those kinds of meals. Maybe they would come in handy for other people who are out there with the home renovations. Is anybody else in that boat where you're like, gosh, I can't believe we're going to embark on this with home prices and interest rates being what they are? That's the boat we're in now. Oh, I'm just getting some gas on my way to go and pick up some kids. Actually, just one kid. I'm just taking dinner to the other kid because she has to stay late for band practice. But I was gonna chat a little bit about this channel and why I'm just kind of back and forth on it. I can't quite bring myself to like go all in and consistently put content on here, but I also can't quite bring myself to totally pull the plug on it. I really enjoy vlogging, and I pulled them off of my primary channel because the vlogs did not perform as well as my other videos from a views perspective. Like, they didn't get as many views as my cooking videos, but they got really good engagement. Look at my hair's all over the place. And this is one of those days when I just did like tinted moisturizer and like mascara and stuff. I don't have all my makeup on today because I'm out and about running around. Anyhow, the vlogs would get a ton of comments. Like, the people who watched them really liked them, but I stopped putting them on my primary channel because they were kind of messing with my analytics. And especially as I began to work with sponsorships, when they did not perform as well as my cooking videos, they would drag down the average views per video, which made it more difficult to get, you know, the best rates from my sponsors that I work with. So I just decided to kick off another channel. And it's just been really hard to keep up with two channels. It's just, you know, it's kind of back and forth. They have two different studios, and so I have to sign in and out of each account. And I kept up with it for a little while, and then I didn't do anything for like a year, maybe even two, and then I kind of kicked it back off again. And again, people really enjoyed it, but I just can't quite bring myself to like go all in on having two channels. I have thought about moving the vlogs back over to the primary channel, but maybe putting them into a membership, because YouTube memberships is a thing now, and just making the membership be like really small, like $1 a month or something like that. On the one hand, I really enjoy other aspects of homemaking besides just cooking. Like, I really enjoy lots of different things about being a homemaker and being a mom. And I go back and forth between like wanting to share all of it and wanting to share none of it. Like, wanting to just hold on to some things that are just for me, but then also feeling like I should put some of this out there because I feel like I'm just kind of a regular person. So being able to show you, hey, here's what my kitchen looks like when it hasn't been just 30 seconds after I finished cleaning it, or here's what my normal living room looks like with like stains on the furniture and rips in the couch and homework spread out all over the coffee table. You know, like kind of that more just regular, real mom life. We're kind of heading back to that. They're talking about how authenticity and this genuine, just regular real life is starting to become popular again on YouTube. Not that I haven't been authentic and genuine, but like my cooking videos are just a little bit more polished than some of my other stuff. You know, I plan them and I kind of not script them, but I have like an outline so I know exactly what I'm cooking, kind of have an idea of different explanations I'm giving for things. But on this channel, obviously, it's totally off the cuff. So I just can't decide what I'm going to do with it, but I can't quite let go of it either. So I'm sorry if you're like, is she going to put videos out or is she not going to put videos out? I just keep kind of holding on to it until I'm sure what I want to do with it, because once I shut it down, you know, it's gone. If I just kind of put it on the back burner and just don't post anything for a while, it's there when I want to come back to it. And I'm just rambling. I hope this makes sense.